there. That's live there. That's live there. That's live there. And we're going to come down here and get this one live too. All right, get that thing going. All right. Am Bless, what's going on? Masil, Bo, good evening, good evening. All right, let's do that and do that and do that. Good, that works. Razor, what's happening? Let's get rid of this. I want to go Yahoo Finance. All right, you got to mute yourself over there in the Zoom because it's coming through. If you want to ask a question, just unmute yourself. When you're done, just remute yourself, something like that. I know, isn't that terrible? Start streaming. All right, Razor. F-A-R-E. Wall Street, Laurie, what's going on? All right, who do we have? All right, good evening, good evening. Let's try this one more time. Participants, there we go. All right. What else we got? What else we got? Naitu, good evening. JC, how's it going? J Ditz, all right, get rid of that. Do this, do that, and one more time. Display capture. There we go. And there it is. All righty. Nope, a little bit smaller. There we go. And there it is. All righty, all righty. Mud Joe, what's happening? B-Star, good evening, good evening. Hey, Wolf wants to take a look at Chevron. Didn't we look at Chevron like yesterday? Probably. Oh, KC, how you doing today? Lightning Strikes, how you doing? Cool kid, good evening, good evening. All righty. Mux Capital, showtime. Yes, it is. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk. Brought to you by the 10MinuteTrader. We're oh shit, I'm coughing already this evening. Kelby, Rose, Jesse, good evening. Dirt Bike Bro, what's happening? Bill, good evening. ACME. Oh, Braden wants to look at Hood. We'll take a look at Hood in a minute. Let me just write it down. HOOD. ET. Wolf wants to take a look at Energy Transfer. SCMX. What the hell is SCMX? SCMX. IWM. That's a no. KSS. Coles. We'll take a look at that one. ACME. ACME. Tana. How's it going? Steve Carr. David Rogers. Cool beans. Suncor Energy, that's SU, good evening. SU, Ford, okay. Hold tight, let's get this ball rolling. Uh-oh, Kelby wants to take a look at Pepsi. Pepsi, all right, let's get rolling. First and foremost, can we look at Apple? SMCX. SMCX, and then Apple. All right, sit tight. OKLO, what the hell is that? OKLO. Never a good sign, Mr. Winter. Never, ever, ever a good sign. I've been doing this for about 30 years. If you pull up a stock symbol and I say, what the hell is that? I can almost guarantee it's going to be a no. Okay, almost guaranteed. Motion, same thing with you. SMCX, never heard of it. Probably going to be a no. Okay, but we'll take a look at it, you know. Like I say, I'm here to look at what you want to look at. So we'll take a gander. First on our list this evening, Hood, Robin Hood. White House is green lighting nuclear power. Okay. Leverage stock. Motion, I have no idea what that means. Seriously, I don't. MSTY is going to be a no. If you don't have enough courtesy to at least put your name on there so I can at least call you by your first name? Why should I look at that? MSTY is a no, I already need it. AI needs power to run. Yeah, I get that. However, AI does not fit in my repertoire, so to speak. AI is relatively new technology. I have no desire whatsoever in my life to take advantage or take risks with things that haven't been time tested. Pete, is that Pete? Tesla? Yeah, no. So Pete, you're relatively new here. Palantir, double no. $310 Life. Is your Zoom channel new? Yes, Laurie, my Zoom channel is new. Palantir's a no. Ah, so blue chip stocks only. No, Mr. Winter, I'm looking at companies that have been consistently profitable for a minimum of 2 decades. That's 20 years of consistent profitability. There's over 10, you know what? We haven't done it in a while, so let's do it right now. Get my glasses so I can see. Buyer support Kara do, please. I have no idea what the hell that means. Hold on. I'm just going to pause the commercials at the moment. We haven't done this in a while, so let's do it today. We're going to look and see exactly how many stocks are available to look at. Because that kind of makes sense if you think about it. Okay, open up a new window. Here we go. FinViz. Now, I like FinViz only because it gives me an idea of exactly how many companies are out there available. Okay, we're going to look at the screener. All right, this is the number I'm looking at right here. The number of stock companies that are available to, what the hell is that damn thing? Okay, 10,023. So there's 10,023 different companies that we can invest in. That's a lot. Now, if it doesn't fit my criteria, and I only have 2, this is a strange thing about the whole scenario here. I have 2 criteria and only 2. Okay? Number 1, Pete, Bill, all you other guys. My number 1 criteria is 2 decades of consistent profitability. That means in the last 20 years, every single year, the dividend should be higher and higher and higher and higher. That means their profits are higher and higher and higher for 20 consecutive years. Okay? There's 10,023 different companies out there. Okay? 2 criteria. 20 years of consistent profitability, and number 2, weekly options. Hold on, let me check out those answers before I get there. All right, so we don't need this anymore, so let's get out of there. And let's get the ball rolling. All right, so we don't want that. And then we want that, and then we want that account. Right there, there we go. All right, how to get to the right account. All right. So, first and foremost, like I said, I have 2 criteria and only 2 criteria. 20 years, 2 decades of consistent profitability and weekly options. That's it. Okay? So, if you're going to offer me a stock to take a look at, please make sure it has 2 decades of profitability. 2 decades. That's 20 years. Okay? For those who don't know how to count, Tesla, no. A SMLT, no. Palantir, no. SMCI, double hell no. Motion, do you even take a look at the numbers for SMCI? I mean, seriously. The numbers, I'm not talking about the stock price. I'm talking about the valuation of the company. Super Microcomputers, SMCI. Wait a second. We'll have to take a look at that one, SMCI. I thought it was something else. My mind's playing tricks on me. SMCI. I'm not sounding too good. Dirt Bike, good evening. Luke, good evening. Sam Russo, good evening, Sam. All right, so Laurie, yes, the Zoom channel is not really new, but the new Zoom channel is new for tonight. So some of you might want to think about that. 310 Life. When the stock goes against you, do you just hold or do you keep selling calls at the same price? No, 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 no. As the stock drops, so do my call strikes because I want to make enough money coming in every single week because this is where I get my bill money. Okay, my bill money. So when you are retired, you have to rely on income coming in because we humans, Homo sapiens, okay, we are the only species on this planet that got to pay to live here. Okay, we got to pay to live here. All right, so your money has to come from somewhere. So the amount of money you have coming in at the end of every single month when you're retired, okay, that kind of dictates what kind of lifestyle you're going to have. Well, I have a nice, very comfortable lifestyle. Now, I'm not rich by any means whatsoever, but I'm extremely comfortable. At least I think so. All right. Vishal Day. How are you doing today, Vishal Day? All right. Watching the Celtics. I actually did an exhibit for Larry Bird long time ago in my days of old. All right. So, first on the list, it's up. We might as well take a look at Advanced Auto Parts. It's already there. Let's go backwards, 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 backwards. There we go. Now, if you guys do not know what's going on here, first and foremost, my name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Now, I'll take a look at anything you want me to look at, but I'll give you my honest opinion. Okay? You might not want to hear it because I'm pretty blunt. Okay? There's no sugarcoating. There's no taking into account your feelings. You know, we're all adults. The world is not a nice place. If you're expecting a participation trophy, yeah, that ain't happening. Okay, all right. Anyway, so I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% every single week. Now, if you don't know what 1% a week is, well, that's over 50% per year. But if you compound it, you can literally double your money within 16 months. 14 to 16 months, you can double your money. And no, it's not simple. It's not free. You actually have to put some effort into it. Think about it. You got kids, you got to feed and water them. You got pets, you got to feed and water them. You got plants, you got trees, you got gardens, you got to feed and water them. Same thing with your money. If you don't keep track of your money every single day, don't be surprised if it doesn't go your way. Oh, that's pretty good. It's almost like a rhyme there. Ryan, how you doing today? All right, so that being said, I do everything A, B, C, D. I have a strategy or I have a regiment or I have a certain recipe, whatever words you want to use. I do A first, I do B second, I do C, then I do D, and then I evaluate the scenario whether or not I want to keep continuing. So let's start off. Very first thing I want to do is pick a good quality company. Well, Advanced Auto Parts is on my list. It's up on the board. Let's take a look at it. The first chart, I always look at the 1 year chart first. First thing I want to see, 5 things in particular. You ready? Number 1 is the high of the year. Number 2 is the low of the year. Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it now? And then number 5. Number 5 is probably the most important one. Number 5 just gives us a little, what do you want to call it? Let's just go do it, all right? Down, sideways, down, sideways. Okay, we're currently at 31.36. Okay, simple. High, low, all that kind of nice, neat stuff. Gives us an idea of where the stock's going. Okay, well, it's not at the high of the year and it's not at the low of the year. So I can move on to phase 2 or B, A, B. The numbers. What do the numbers look like? Am I going to make a profit? Now, when I say safe and simple, the safest trading strategy is buying and selling stocks. That's the safest. But buying a stock, there's no profit until you sell something. Now, when I say predictable, I want to know how much I'm making before I even make the trade. So, number one, picking a good company. Number two, checking out the numbers, see if it works. Well, it's currently going at 31.36. So the closest strike price to 31.36, well, for this week, it's 31.50. Let's go for 44 cents a share. Well, yeah, that's over 1%, but we only have 2 days left, Thursday and Friday. Does it make sense? It's a yes, no question. If I buy it at 31.36 and I sell it to somebody else at 31.50, I know exactly what my profit's going to be. It's going to be right there. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of math in a bit. Let's continue with the chart. And if it's good, a viable opportunity, then we'll actually plug it in and show you exactly what kind of a trade I'm doing. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. It's a simple trading strategy. Okay, now for those of you that are new here, never been here before, the trading strategy I'm about to show you was created for my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008. She literally one day jumped up in my lap, said, "Daddy, what are you doing?" And she said, "Can you teach me?" Okay, great. How do you teach a 9-year-old to trade stocks and be profitable and not lose any money when most adults don't even know how to do it? They don't. Most adults don't know very much about the stock market. They just, hey, that looks good, let me buy it. For those that do, oh yeah, I like that, let me buy it. But do you really know how it works? Oh my God, I sound terrible. Let's see if that helps any. Nope, it don't. Anyway. So, chart, 1-year chart. The numbers look good. Let's go to phase C3. Okay, the third. Luke wants to take a look at Nucor, N-U-E. N-U-E. Sam Russo, good evening. Christopher Lee, please restart your YouTube channel too, if you can. Restart my YouTube channel too. Hold that thought. Glasses. YouTube channel number 2. Is that me standing in front of it, or is that just... Which channel is that one? I don't know. Okay. Because I have 3 YouTube channels. I don't know which one it is. Let's find out. Okay, live. I only have 1 live going? That's that one. Okay, hold the phone. Gotta go to Restream. Restream sends things out to other places. Oh, lovely. Okay. Come on. There we go. Give it a minute. All right. SMCI. Pete. M-A-R. What the heck is M-A-R, Pete? M-A-R. All right. Let's keep on looking at these questions we have over here. Do you need to be invited to join the Zoom? Well, actually, you got to be a paid member of the morning trading group, Laurie. Chris here, Coke. All right. Now, do you want Coke as in Coca-Cola, which is K-O, or do you want Coke, C-O-K-E? There's 2 different stocks. So you got to give me a better idea of that one. Okay, so let's stop that and let's try it again. Uh-oh. That don't look right. Okay. If I can remember how to do this. Give me a second while I figure this thing out. Why isn't it working? Okay, so let's reset. Uh-oh, get a new stream key. Confirm. Give me a couple of seconds. This should do it. Connecting. And there we go. All right, it's working. All right, we don't need this. We don't need that. And this is what we're looking for right there. All right, that should be better, okay? The full screen, yep, that should be it. Let's try it, see if this is it. And there it is, both of them. Both of them working, cool beans. All right, we don't need that. Let's go back to here. All right, advanced auto parts. Now that we saw the chart, now that we saw the numbers, let's see, is it a good time to jump in and buy? Okay. Uh-oh, I gotta move that a little bit. Gotta move that just a smidge. That's better. All right. A year ago, we were at the high of the year, 77.74, the bottom of the year. What is that? 28.90. Okay, here's the high. Here's the low. Look at the motion. Down, up, down. Okay, let's take a closer look. The last 30 days. Now, the last 30 days always gives me a good idea of where do I think it's going next. Well, this thing looks like it's just going sideways. Basically, that's all it's doing. We're at 31.36. Yesterday was lower. Today is a little higher. That's one day to the upside. Just one. I like 2 days, and then on the third day, I'll jump in. No, that's me. That's what I like. Okay, I can't tell you guys what to do, but that's what I like to do. So I'm going to pass on AAP at the moment, but I do already own it, so that makes things a little weird. All right. Terry, how are you today? Predictable, consistent 1%. You might get that once in a while. Matt Daddy, back again, huh? Matt Daddy, give me one stock, one good quality dividend stock that has consistently increased its dividends for more than 2 decades. That's a Dividend King. There's 54 of them. Dividend Aristocrats. There's 67 of those. Dividend Champions. There's 150 of those. Dividend Contenders. There's 300 of those. And then we had Warren Buffett's list. So out of those stocks, out of all those stocks, pick one, and I'll show you the 1%. It's not that difficult. Some adults have a tendency to make it more complicated than it needs to be. Okay? Right now, Advanced Auto Parts is not a good trade to jump into. See, she's coming down. No, I don't want to jump in when it's coming down. When she turns around, comes down, turns around, goes back up, that's what I want to jump in. So this one doesn't make it. So let's take a quick look at some of the other stocks you guys asked me to look at and see which ones do qualify. So Mr. Matt Daddy over here can see that 15 years of getting 1% every single week actually does happen. All right, so that being said, next on the list, Hood, H-O-O-D. How about I click on here first and then put it in, H-O-O-D. All right, nice. We're going to do Hood, because look at that. Uh-oh, get that out of the way. 5 things, you ready? High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. What's going on here? Before I even do that, because see, this looks okay. Not perfect, but it looks pretty damn good. Before I go to step number 3, where we actually look at it, we're going to look at the numbers. Step 2, the numbers. Okay, the price is currently $49.99. Okay? So, Matt Daddy, if you're not very good at math, let me explain to you very briefly. $49.99, the closest strike price. If I'm going to do a covered call, the closest strike price to $49.99 is $50. It's not that difficult. Okay, $50 is close to $49.99. Now, the $50 strike price right here is selling for $1.10. Now, Matt, I'm not 100% sure how your math is, but I do know that 1% of $50 is 50 cents. So $1.10 is more than 2%. So you're saying I can't get 1% often. Well, okay, well, this one's 2%. Does that not count? I'm kind of curious. So now that we know it's a little over 2%, let's see if it's a good time to buy. Because just because the 1-year chart looks okay, I want to know what is it going to do in the next 3 to 5 days or before Friday, either this Friday or next Friday. Because that's going to dictate to me which covered call I want to sell. Now, we already decided that I want to do the $50 call strike, but what week? Do I want to do this week? 9 May, which is this week. Or do I want to do next week, which is 16 May? Either one. I can do either one as long as I'm getting 1%. And that's only part of the equation. Okay? There's always the big question. The big question is, does it make sense? Investing to capture 1% every week? Well, it makes sense to me. Okay? Number 2, do I like this stock? It's a very important question. Now, I won't do Hood because they haven't been around for 20 years. Okay? But I'm just showing you the numbers to see for some people who do like Robinhood because somebody suggested, so I'm going to take a look at it. All right, so a year ago, Robinhood was at 1809. The bottom of the year was at the beginning of August. That was 1384. Okay, follow along. Okay, the numbers are all there. Okay, the high of the year, 6691, and that was in the middle of February. Well, let's look at the last 90 days. Now, the last 90 days is the last 3 months. Now, what am I looking for in the last 3 months? I'm looking for predictable movement. You ready? Watch. It's simple. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's actually in the uptrend at the moment. Okay? Argue all you want. Be a naysayer if you like. You cannot argue the numbers. You can't. 1 + 1 = 2 no matter where you go. Okay? Even no matter what galaxy you're from. 1 + 1 is going to be 2. Anyway. Now, before I make my next move, I want to get a good idea of where it's going to be by Friday. All right, so for that, I want to look at the last the last 30 days. Okay, here's the last 30 days. She goes, the bottom right here at 30, shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back, and now goes sideways. Now we have 2 days to the upside. All right. I'm just going to do a sample trade here now so you can see exactly what the numbers look like and how the process works. Now, normally I wouldn't buy this because here's the bottom, here's the top. I wait for it to pull back and then turn around. See right here, she goes up, pulls back, and then turns around. That's where I want to jump in, right at the turnaround time. That's me. But let's do this sample just for the fun of it. So Mr. Matt Daddy can figure out how you get 1% every week. Because apparently he don't believe me. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to change it to a covered call. When I say simple, safe, predictable, and consistent, I'm going to show you in a minute. Simple, the simplest trading strategy is buying or selling. That's it. That's the simplest. But there's no money until you sell something. And remember why I said predictable? I want to know how much am I making before I even do it. So a covered call, let me explain it as we progress. Now, if I don't explain it eloquently enough for you, good enough for you, you can go to YouTube. There's literally hundreds of videos on how to do a covered call and explains it, how to do it. All right? All right, the 50. The 50 is right here. Okay, now I'm just going to do one contract. One contract so you get an idea of what it's going to cost. Now, for those of you who didn't like your algebra, well, this is where algebra comes in. Okay, if I'm doing one contract, I'm getting this amount of money. Well, if I want more money, I got to do more than one contract. That's your algebra. Anyway, let's take a look. Here's the order in green. Buy one covered call on Hood, H-O-O-D, 100. That's signaling it's a weekly option trade. The 9 May 25. Well, 9 May 25 is this coming Friday. Okay, means this option is going to expire, be worthless right after 4 o'clock this coming Friday. 3:59 is your last opportunity to do something. Now, options expire on Saturday, but there's no trading after 4 p.m., so in effect, it is expiring on Friday. All right, the $50 call option against the Hood stock at the market to open to open. Now, it says to open to open. I'm not repeating myself. It's actually two trades. You're opening two trades. You're buying the stock on one trade, and then you're selling the option on the other trade. You're actually giving somebody the right or selling somebody the right to buy it from you at a certain price, $50, by a certain date, 9th of May, which is this Friday. Okay? For that privilege, they are going to pay $51 per contract. Now, I know $51 doesn't sound like a lot, but let's keep on going with the example and see if you understand it. Now, maximum profit, $51. Cost of trade, including commissions and fees, $4,949. Well, let's take a gander. Bring out the calculator, the big guns. Okay, clear that out of the way. First thing I want to do is put my profit in there. $51. See, maximum profit, $51. That's what I want to put in there first. Then I want to divide it by my investment. What is it costing me? It's costing me, cost of trade, including commissions and fees, $4,949. 1%, well, that sucks. But hey, Mad Daddy, there's your 1% right there. You wanted to see 1%? There you go. Let's change it for 1 second. Take a look at next week. Okay? Let's get out of there. And I want to change this to the 16th of May. Exact same trade. I'll get a little bit more money. Now let's read it again. Because I'm only getting 1% doing it for this Friday, which is only 2 days away, Thursday and Friday. 1% for 2 days, not bad. But let's see what it is for a whole week. Buy one covered call, Hood, 100, okay, 16 May 25. That means it expires next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday. The $50 call option, well, it's the exact same trade, except for it's next week, not this week, against the Hood stock at the market to open to open. Here's the profit. It's almost the exact same amount of money. So let's do the calculations here. It's always going to be about the numbers. Does it make sense? Is it going to be profitable? Okay, let's clear this. Maximum profit, $159.50. $159.50. And then I'm going to divide it by what it cost me for the trade. divided by 4841, $4,841 for one contract. Now this looks a little better. Okay, Matt Daddy, you're reading this? That says 3.2%. So let me see if I can read this back to you. Predictable, consistent 1%. You might get that once in a while. Does this constitute once in a while? If I do this trade tomorrow morning, plug in all these numbers, 3.29%, that's more than 1%, dude. I do this every single week, and I've been doing it every single week for the last 15 years. Now, yes, I said I've been trading for more than 20 years, in case some of you remember that. Well, the first 5 or 6 years I've been trading, I made a lot, I lost a lot, like everybody else. It wasn't until 2008 when my daughter said, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? I came up with this trading strategy specifically for her. Well, it worked so good. It's the only thing, just about the only thing I do nowadays. New trader here. Happy to be here. Julie, how are you today? Uh-oh, let's slide back here a little bit. Matt Daddy seemed to have disappeared. Kelby, ALX, never heard of it. Usually, when I say I never heard of it, it's most likely going to be no. 310 Life, how to become a member. Now, I always promise people I'm not going to sell anything to anybody. I'm not going to give you a pitch at the end of the night unless somebody specifically asks. So, 310 Life's asking, so I'm going to take a pause for a second and show him exactly where it is. All right, the10minutetrader.com, 310 Life. Okay, the10minutetrader.com, live trading online right there. Click on that, it'll walk you through the whole thing. Sorry, all you other folks, I don't sell anything unless somebody asks, okay? So let's keep on continuing. Back, here we go. All right, back to where we were. So that's kind of interesting. You know, somebody asks a question, okay, insults me, and they don't stick around to hear my defense. I bet you he was a Democrat. Well, that's a terrible thing to say. Julie, how you doing? We can help. What are you trying to do? Okay. DAL, Delta Airlines. We'll take a look at that one. Oh, I got like 15 or 20 to do now. Advice for a new day trader, please. Hey, Julie, I don't do day trading. I'm not your guy. Okay? I'm being 100% honest with you. Julie, I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week, not per day. I don't day trade. I do all my buying and selling on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I very rarely ever buy anything. Okay? And I do covered calls almost 100% exclusively. So if you're looking for advice day trading, I'm not your guy. Sorry, kiddo. Eric, good evening. Sean, how you doing? Jamar wants to take a look at Nike. Jamar, I'll take a look at it, but is so far on the list, so far down. See, I write each one down. I got this list right here tonight. Okay, that's about 20 stocks to take a look at. So it's going to take a while before I get to Nike. So what do we have over here? La, 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 la. Chris Hero. Chris, you want to look at AVGO. AVGO. Okay, we'll take a gander at it. Shay, good evening, Shay. Tony, have you done Mara and Riley lately? We did Mara last night. I did Mara and Riley both this morning. Mara and Riley. Okay. Bill, can we look at BLK? BLK. Hold tight there, Mr. Bill. I use Global Terminal for good quality data. Okay. Not quite sure what that means. I know what it means, but I don't know what it means for us tonight. Bishop Day, good evening. Muddy Island, what about EQIX? Okay, Muddy, I can practically guarantee that that's going to be a no. EQIX. EQIX. Almost guarantee that's a no, Muddy. I've been doing this long enough. I know almost all the good quality dividend stocks that are there. Pete, sorry to say this, but you are not good because Tesla is a monthly and it's a no. Actually, Bill, I'd appreciate it if you don't, if you don't do that, number one. Okay, don't tell someone they're not good at anything. You don't know anything about Mr. Pete, all right? Also, Tesla has no dividends whatsoever. So if you're going to tell somebody they're wrong, it would probably be better if you were right when you're telling them that they are wrong. Okay, Tesla is going to be a no because they have no dividends at all. It's March 7th. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that means. Not 30-day high. Okay. I'm not quite sure what they're talking about, but all right. Back to the beginning. Here we go. And here we go. Okay. Yeah, I realize it's March 7th. The 30-day high is right there. Okay, I never said the 30-day high was today. I never said that. I said it's at $49.99 because it says $49.99. And I didn't say it was the high of the 30-day period. The high of the 30 days was last Thursday. Okay, so what else do we have here? KG wants to look at Verizon. Wampa, CL, Colgate Palmolive, huh? Bill, look at BLK. Bill, you already asked me to look at BLK. I already wrote it down. Yes, James. Yes, Bill, you were mean. Okay, Lawsman, EPR, never heard of it. Seriously, never heard of it. EPR. EPR. Okay. JC, BK. Maybe not this week, but I hold it and it seems good for covered calls a week. Calls a week, a month. Okay, we're going to look at BK. Okay, ENB, Enbridge. You guys got to, all right, I got to stop you guys because I got too many to look at. Encourage more viewers. Bill, somebody already owns Walgreens, James, and that's a private owner, so we can't use that one. Yep. Isn't dividend stocks a participation trophy? C'est moi. Bonjour, bonsoir. Comment ça va toujours? Ça va bien? And no, dividend stocks are not participation trophies. Well, I guess they could be. But you're actually getting cash, a portion of the profits that the company makes. Mateo Jose, thank you for that. We don't see the inscriptions on your screen. Oh, no, you don't? Well, I see them, and I'm just going one at a time. So that when I'm pointing my finger, yeah, basically I'm just scrolling up. Bill, yep, that's my name. C'est moi, French. Yeah, c'est moi. I get it. Andrea, good evening. Have you ever removed your wisdom teeth from the doctor? No, I still have my wisdom teeth. Bill, yes, that's my name. YouTube too looks good, but no sound. What? It sounds like I'm looking at the audio input, and it's, moving like it's supposed to. Is it possible that price is higher than what it has been seen through the cut pricing? Bill, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about there, but okay. Jonathan, James, you're funny. Thank you. All righty. Tim Huff, how you doing? Oil at these levels? Tim, there's a lot of oil companies out there. You actually got to give me one. Okay, VP David Graham. I have made between 1% and 2% every week for the last 3 weeks using his strategy. Thank you for sharing. VP David, good for you. Can't wait to see what my Christmas present looks like, dude. Anyway, Darren, good evening, James. Since we roughly know the momentum of this stock, do we do a cash secured put? If you like to, Darren, I only do cash secured puts when the number screams out at me. And it's not that often. 310 Life, always learn a lot in your sessions. Keep up the content. I will join your service. Hey, cool beans, 310 Life. Got any questions? We're live every night, every day, and now every night. Okay, so those who actually do join the service, you can actually chime in live. I don't know how many people listening in live.
Just like this.
Yep.
Has anybody asked for Affleck?
No, nobody's asked for Affleck yet.
Put it on the list.
I'll put Affleck on the list. You know what? I'm going to put Affleck on the list right now. Oh, wait a minute. I want to finish up with Hood first. Okay? So it is going to the upside. So let's take a look at Hood if we're going to do it. Okay, let's get rid of this. At the 50. Didn't we? Wait. We already did this one. We already did this. I'm not going to do it again. Because it was I remember it came out to 3.2%, something like that. Affleck. Okay, it should take you 3 to 4 seconds to view a 1-year chart. Now, you can look at it for hours if you want, but it should literally take you 3 to 4 seconds. You're looking for 5 things and only 5 things on the 1-year chart. The high, the low, where was it, where is it, what's the direction? Up, down, up, down, up. That should take you 3 to 4 seconds. That's it. And if it passes that, then gone over to the money. How much am I going to make? Is it going to be profitable in which I am seeking? Well, it's currently at 106.96. So the closest strike price is going to be 107. And this week it's going for 45 cents. So no for this week, but let's look at next week. The 107s is going for 135. Well, that's a yes. So let's take a deeper look into the numbers. Okay? A year ago was the low of the year. Okay, check that out right there. That's the low of the year. 84.54 a year ago. From there, she goes from 84 all the way up to, look, is that a quadruple high? It looks like a quadruple high right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 at 115.30. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was in September, 3 times in September and once in November. Okay, so we know where the high is. Now, the last 90 days, which would be right about there, here's our last 90 days. Same thing we're looking for, same 5 things. High, low, is, look at the direction. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days to the upside. I'm just looking for 3. You got a bottom here, and you got 4 days to the upside. Look where the 30-day high is. Let's zoom in a little closer, you get a better idea of it. Okay, here's the last 30 days. High, low, is, look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. You cannot mistake that for anything else. 4 days to the upside. Can it go another 4 or 5? Most likely it can. Okay, because the distance between here and here, it's like 103 to 107. That's only $4. $4 on a $100 stock is only 4%. Profit taking doesn't take place until he's 5 to 10%. Okay, it's only at from here to here is only 4% gain. So no, you're not looking at profit. What do you call it? Profit taking yet? Darren, good evening, James. Since roughly moving, bump. Okay, yeah, no, we already talked about that. All right, Bill, are you going to read book 17? I didn't say 17. Bill, I only written 14 books. Okay. Rich Bruner, good evening. El Pablo, what's happening? Oh my God. Go Knicks. All right. WHR, Whirlpool. All right. WHR. Suncor, that's SU. Yeah, 14. All right. I'm going to pause it right there. Okay, Luke, does market cap ever determine the size of your position? Nope. My wallet determines the size of my position. Okay? Market cap just gives you the idea of how big the company is. What kind of market share do they have? How good are they at what they're doing? It's got nothing to do with how much money I have to invest in it. Okay, so my position is dictated on my wallet. Okay, I don't like to put more than 20% into anything. Okay, so if I have 100 grand, it's 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. That's 100 grand. That's 5 trades, each one being equal. Okay, you want to do more? Good. 10, 10, 10, 10. You have to decide what is right for you. Bill, remember that video I sent you and you didn't got it? It was supposed to be an important one. Send it to me again, Bill. All right. Let's take a look at the next one. Next one on the list, Aflac. Let's take a look at it. Now, for those you didn't know, seasonality chart. For those of you who don't know what a seasonality chart is, well, it kind of sounds like it has something to do with the seasons. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Well, this is a seasonality chart. Basically, all the way to the right is January 1st. All the way to the left is December 31st. The blue lines up here, well, that's the stock movement for this year. The red line down here, well, that's 10 years of stock information. Highs, lows, open, closes, stock price for the last 10 years. How consistently does this stock move this time of year? Well, you see that little blue dot right there? That is today. That is today's date. So what usually happens this time? So let's zoom into that to see what this stock normally does this time of year. Now, when I say normally, that means business as usual. Well, we're not in a business as usual atmosphere. Okay, the economy is what it is, and the powers that be are pissing and moaning and bitching with each other. So we don't know what's going to happen. And anytime the guy in the big seat says this, this, and that, people panic, stocks drop. Okay, fine. Well, we're not business as usual, but this thing normally just goes sideways for the next couple of weeks. No big moves to the upside, no big moves to the downside, historically speaking. Because all this is what has already happened. You know what? Here's something funny. Okay? I just noticed, I've never seen this before. I couldn't figure out why that didn't look right. But if you take a good look at it, good look at the word right here, Aflac. Take a really good close look at it. There's a duck right there. That's why the letter doesn't look right. Because there's a duck superimposed on the word. I just realized that just now, after how many times I've been looking at that thing. Anyway, so that's Aflac. Let's change it back. And go back to the way we were. Okay, change this to a covered call. It's at 106. I want to do the 107s for next week. One contract at the market. Confirm and send. Here it is. Buy one covered call. Aflac 100. 16 May 25. 107 call option against the stock at the market to open. Maximum profit 169. Cost of trade including commissions and fees 10,500. Well, let's take a look. What does that come to with the grand old calculator? 169 divided by 10,531. Something like 1.6%. So you got a couple of questions to ask yourself before you do anything. Question number one, this is always going to be question number one. Does it make sense? And question number two is always going to be question number two. Do I like this stock? Okay, question number three, do I like this stock at this current price? They're all valid questions. You either like the company or you don't. Okay, Aflac has been in business for over 100 years. They also increased their dividends for more than 20 consecutive years. Flipper! Holy cow, Flipper. Haven't seen you in a while. Good evening, James. Are you making 1% this week? Actually, Flipper, I think I made like 3 or 4% this week. It was a nice week, I think. All right, that being said, is this a King Dutch? Is this a fake page? Yes, it is, King Dutch. You better run away now. Anyway, let's keep on keeping on. All right, so 1.6% for Aflac. If you like Aflac. Remember the 5 rules? Rule number 1, never buy something you don't want to own for the rest of your life. If you don't like it, if you don't want to own it for the rest of your days, don't buy it. Number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the game. And yes, it is a game. Okay? It is. Okay? It's a game for adults. You got to be 18 to play this game. Okay? Now, rule number 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. Rule number 4, weekly options only. And rule number 5, make sure the numbers work. Well, every single rule was a yes for Aflac. And no, that is not a tip telling you you should buy it. That is not advice. That is just me pointing out the numbers and explaining to you what the numbers mean to me. You have to figure out your own definitions. You have to figure out, does it make sense to you? All right, so let's keep on going.
I like it. Thank you, James.
Do you like that one? I like that one too. Just that all my money's invested, I can't buy anymore. But you know what? I'm selling some stuff this week. Ooh, this is an awesome opportunity for me to tell you this. Because people ask me all the time. What are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do here? What are you going to do there? Well, let's go to this account here. Let's go to here. And let's go to Altria. M-O, Altria. Well, let's pull it up. All right, not that. All right, let's do this. Altria. M-O, Altria. There we go. Tra-la-la. All right, now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, okay? Need you to listen closely. Now, I do say I consistently get 1% every single week. Well, what happens when I don't? Let me explain. You see Aflac, the highs here, the lows a year ago. That's where it was. That's where it is. Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's currently in an upward trend. And I currently own this thing. But I own it at $50. Okay, World Optimism, do me a favor. Please ask the question just once. I am perfectly fine answering each and every individual question. Please just ask it once. Only once. That's all you got to do. All right? I see Ford. Ford is on the list. We will take a look at Ford, hopefully before the night's over. Okay. As I was saying, I do own Altria. However, WH wants to take a look at Caterpillar. Okay, hold on. So where was I? I currently own Altria. Now, I own Altria at 55. Okay? Last time I was at 55 was about a month ago. Well, that's where I jumped into it. So let's look at the last 30 days for Altria. Okay, so 30 days ago, the low was 52.82. I bought it at 55, which must have been somewhere right around here. Probably right around here. Since you went up, pulled back, up again. Okay, so I bought it at 55. Well, look where it is now. It's at $60.91. There comes a point where you cannot roll it forward anymore and collect an additional 1%. Okay, so I rolled it forward 1 week, I rolled it forward another week, I rolled it forward another week, I rolled it forward another week, and now this week, if I roll it forward, I'll actually be losing money. What do I mean by that? Well, let's do a rolling order, create a rolling order. There it is right there. Holy shit, there it is, 57. Ooh, I might hold on to it. But all week long, it was lower than 57. So yeah, I'm going to roll it forward and keep it. I was going to let it go because I was looking at the credit that I was going to collect. Now remember, I told you I bought it at 55. So 1% of $55 is 55 cents. Well, it's at 57 cents at the moment. Okay? But earlier during the week, it wasn't. It was like 30 cents or 20 cents. And it just wasn't worth it for me to hold on to it anymore. Because it's tying up a big, big chunk of money, 38,000 bucks, tied up. So if I'm not making my 1%, then there's no point in trying to roll it forward. Well, earlier today, it was a lot less than 1%. Anyway, so it is now. So I probably roll it forward tomorrow morning. More than likely I'm going to, because if I roll it forward tomorrow morning, okay, I'm going to make 556 bucks just by clicking that button and just by owning this stock. If I can get 550 bucks every single week just for holding on to this stock, well, I only got 38,000 into it. So what's 556 bucks? Okay, clear. 558 bucks. Multiply that by 52 weeks. If I get that every week, okay? That's 29,000. Well, I have 38,000 tied up into it. So I got 38,000 tied up into it, and if I get 558 every single week, that's 29 grand for the year. I can double my money in 14 months. That's what I'm looking to do, 1% every week. All right, let's get out of there. Get out of there. It sure wasn't like that this morning, I'll tell you that much. All right, single. Back here. All right, so back to the beginning. Boogeyman likes Philip Morris. Hey, world of optimism. He says same shirt every day. Well, that's not true. Okay, what's the name? World of Optimism? Okay, I wore this shirt yesterday. Okay? I got 6 of these things. So yeah, I wear one, and it gets thrown in the wash, and I just rotate every week. I don't wear the same shirts every single day. What's the matter with you? How do you roll forward? Timbacks, it's easy. Okay? Rolling forward is easy. You right-click on the stock price. A little window will open up. Third entry down will say create a rolling order. You click on that. It auto-populates. You take a look at the numbers. If you agree with the numbers, you say yes. Submit, and then there you go. That's it. It's actually that easy. Remember, this was created for a 9-year-old. It boggles my mind why adults want to try to fix everything that isn't even broken. Okay, you can't be a Gen Xer because we believe if it ain't broke, don't touch it. It works perfectly fine. So I leave it alone. I've been doing the same strategy for 15 years. Do you only roll if it's in the money? No, Steve. I roll every single week if I get 1% of what. No. Okay, you ain't doubling your money in 14 months. Oh my God, Matty boy. Matty boy, you're back again. All right, let's see how well you can count, Matty boy. All right, Matty boy, you can count, right? I'm relying on the fact that our education system in the United States is halfway decent. Okay? So, Matty boy, get a piece of paper and write this down. All right? See, I want to see who can come up with this number the fastest. Are you ready? We're going to do just account number 1. Or we can do account number 4, number 3. Let's do account number 3. Okay? We'll do account number 3. I'm going to rattle off the numbers, and you write them down. And at the end, we'll figure out if I am continuously going on the path that I'm going, whether or not I can get to 100% within 14 months. Fair enough? All right. Week 1, quarter 1, December 30th to January 3rd. Okay, that's week 1 of the year. 4.23%. Okay? Week number 2, 1.89. Week number 3, 1.87. Week number 4, 3.32. Week number 5, 3.51. Week 6, 3.78. Week 7, 3.19. Week 8, 2.5. Week 9, 3.75. Week 10, 1.91. Week 11, 2.28. Week 12, 2.15. Week 13, 3.1. Week 14, 2.7. Week 15, 1.86. Week 17, is that right? Week 16, sorry, 1.4. Week 17, oh, look at this one. So, Matt Daddy, I'm going to say you're right. Because look at this. Week number 17, I only got 0.65. Okay, 0.65. Okay, week 18, I haven't calculated that one up yet. But what number do I come up with? I come up with 48.8. If I'm at 48.8 and we're into May, not even halfway through the year, how can you possibly say I cannot hit 100% in 14 months? I hit 48% in 5 months. Well, yeah, not even 5 months, because it was still the beginning of the 5th month. Okay, Matty boy, you don't believe me? Do the math yourself. Okay, do the math yourself. Pull up one, do the math. Halliburton, 10 contracts times 11 is 10 times 11 is 110. 12 times 13, oh shit, that's like 120. 40 times 7, okay, 11 times 12. 40 times 12. 50 times 48, well, that's a nice one. You can add them all up. Do it yourself. I've already done it. I already know what the numbers are. Okay, you don't like that one? Well, here we go, take a look at this. Oops, right here. Account number 3 would be this one right there. Let's get rid of that one right there. And let's go, don't. Right there. Let's go right there. Let's go right there. All righty. So, Matty boy. Whoops. Let's go all the way. Well, that's 10/24. I don't want that. I want January 1st. That's October 24. We don't want that. January 1st. There we go. Whoops. All right, Matty boy, January 1st. Okay, there's the balance right there. Here's all the trades right there. This is all the actual data. Okay, January 1st right there. Okay, January 4th, 5th, 7th, January 10th, 11th, 14th, blah, blah, blah. See them all? There they are. Add them up. That's every single trade in account number 3 that I just showed you. 48 point whatever. Okay? They're all there. It ain't my problem. You can't add, brother. 1% every single week for 14 months comes to over 100%. That's the statement right there, brother. Can you see it? Okay, sold vertical, all that blah, 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 blah. And that's about as much as I'm going to indulge you. Okay, I don't know who the hell you are. I don't know why the hell I'm indulging you when you're questioning me. Don't really care, tell you the truth. Okay, that's more than I normally show people. All right, where am I? I don't want that one. I want this. I want that. And I want that account. All righty. All right, Matty boy. That's it. I'm done. These are not marked. These are not marked to market. I'm not even going to entertain you anymore, Matt. Okay? I showed you what I've never showed anyone before. I can count. I doubt you can. I just showed you, and you're still doubting me. What's wrong with the audio? Monk, I don't know. What the hell is wrong with the audio? Audio. Desktop audio. That audio. Nope, that one's out. Video capture. Video capture. I don't know. Is that working better now? Johnny E. Are you allowed leverage on a funded account? Yes, you are. All right, let's keep on going. From support to silence exposes DFC corruption. All righty. How do you roll forward? We already did that one. Can you roll it forward prior to the current week being over? Yes, you can. Assume you have, nope, you don't have to wait a week. You can roll it forward any day you want. Actually, I bought one yesterday, okay, during my live trading. Bought it, and then I was showing an example of how to do it. So we did a covered call, and then we rolled it forward all at once. We did it, waited about 2 or 3 seconds, and then I rolled it forward. Kingfisher wood. Joette, I have no idea what that is. Okay, we're cooked then, JC, and it compounds. Yep, absolutely. All right. So just for the fun of it, while I'm thinking about that, let's see if this works. Let's go here. Okay, let's go here. Here we go. Let's go weekly compound interest calculator. Okay, we're going to start out with $100. We're not going to put in anything, 0 contributions. Okay, 1% per week. Okay, 1 year. No, I want to do 14 months. Monthly, 14. So if I'm right, okay, $1,000 initial investment at 1%. Let's get rid of that. At 1% per week, right? $1,000, 1% weekly for 14 months. Okay? Hypothetically speaking, it should say 2,000 right there. 189, 1828. All right, so was it 15 months? 15 months. What's 15? All right, 15 is 19. Okay, so 16. I said 14 to 16 months. $16 months, 1993. You made $993 in 16 months. That's doubling your money in 16 months. Randall Ray, if you had $10 in stock and it's at 7, you sell the 7 strike for 7, or do you consider that 1%? No. Randall Ray, 1% of 10 is 10 cents. Okay? If the stock drops to 7 and you sell the $7 strike price and you get 7 cents, that's 0.7. Okay? It's the initial investment. Your initial investment is $10. So 1% of $10 is 10 cents. Paul Renaud. Audio is cracking. Uh-oh. That's not good. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And let's go right to there. All right. Your method is crushing all indexes this year. You're up 40%? Well, Paul, don't say it too loud because Matty boy over there don't believe you can get 1% a week. You're up 40%? Way to go. In the last 6 months, and the Dow and S&P are in the negative. Yeah, they are. Paul, I'm glad it's working for you. Really, I am. Okay. Yeah, baby's in the house. What's happening? Antoine, good evening. All right, let's get out of this. Let's get out of that. And let's go back to this. We did Altria. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the comments because we have about 40 stocks to take a look at. About 40 of them. I'm going to go through really quick. I'm not going to answer any questions. I'm just going to breeze through them, show you how easy it should be. Okay, I look at the chart. First thing I'm looking for, high, low, where was it? Then I'm looking at the numbers. Is it going to work? Is it not? It's a simple equation. Number 1, pick a good stock. Number 2, check out the chart. Is the chart going in the right direction? Is it the right time to buy? Number 3, what do the numbers look like? What am I buying it for? What was the last traded price? What is the closest strike price to that? Okay. Is that giving me 1% or not? It's a yes/no question. And it should take you literally 5 to 10 minutes every single day because you can't buy everything. Okay. I have 7 different accounts. Each one is at its brink. I can't buy any more until I sell something. So yeah, I'm probably going to sell a bunch of stuff this week. And then next week, I'll pick up something else. All right. So let's go quickly. First on the list, Hood, we did that one. Energy transfer. I'm going to say no to energy transfer real quick. And the reason why I'm saying no to energy transfer, look at the numbers over here. 1 cent, 2 cent, 2 cent. Yeah, it's not even worth it. Okay, the stock's at 18. All right. Okay, 2 cents. Yeah, no, thank you. Okay, energy transfer, no. Next, SMCX. Is that right? SMCX. What the heck is SMCX? SMCX. It's a no. When I say monthly options just don't work, why are you giving me monthly options? No. IWM. What the hell is that? IWM. Russell Shares ETF. Hell no. Coles. KSS. I'm going to say no because it's dropping. I don't buy as it's dropping. I wait to find the bottom, wait for it to turn around. Okay? 1 down day, 2 down days, 3 down days. Now, I'll keep my eye on it, wait for it to turn around again. But for this week, no. ACME. That's going to be a no. No options. SU, Suncor. No. 3 days to the downside. No. Ford. No. The high was yesterday, now it's pulling back. Apple. Wait, Pepsi. Now, Pepsi, not promising today, but tomorrow. See, yesterday was the bottom of the year. Okay? Bottom of the year yesterday. Today's higher. Remember, I'm looking for 2 days to the upside. Well, tomorrow's Thursday, which means if tomorrow is higher, well, that's 2 days to the upside, which means Friday would be my deciding day. If Friday she's also up, then that's a yes. But until then, no. Allison, good evening. Steve Martinez, I bought 100 shares at 35, sold a 50 call and made $5. All right, Steve, cool beans. Allison, hey, sent a message today about ET and timing of strategy. Okay, now, Allison, we just looked at ET a little while ago. I don't like energy transfer mainly because the premiums. What am I buying the stock for? What can I get for a covered call? The premiums on the covered call are no for me for energy transfer. Next on the list, Apple, AAPL. No. It doesn't take that long. See, look, it's in a downtrend. But we will look at Apple next week because 1, 2, 3, 4 days to the downside. When is it going to stop and turn around? Well, I like Apple, okay, but not this week. OKLO, what the hell is that? Oh, okay, it is a weekly. I never heard of it. So let's find out why I've never heard of it. For that, I go to a financial website. Okay. And I'm going to put OKLO into the financial website because I've never heard of it. If I never heard of it, well, there is, something went wrong. Ooh, something went wrong. Looks like we can't use it. We can't use Yahoo Finance. Okay. Can you go over Google? Okay, Val, I'm going to tell you right now, Google only has 1 year. 1 year of dividends. It's a no. Is there a more risky version for us to playing catch up on our retirement? Kevin, there are so many trading strategies out there. It's unbelievable. Seriously, there are. There's a whole bunch. If you don't know what you're doing, you can lose all your money. You can. Ben Roberts. up 11% in 30 days. Ben Roberts, cool beans. Technical analysis is bogus. Stock movements are never random. Are random? Wow, Matty Boy, awesome. Gotta love it. Now, Matty Boy, I'm not 100% sure how long you've been doing whatever you're doing, but I've been doing this for a very long time. And no, stock are predictable, okay? Just before the EX dividend date, stocks have a tendency to go up. Seasonality is a proven fact. Certain stocks move at a certain time every single year, okay? Take a look at Weight Watchers. It goes up at the beginning of the year every year. Take a look at Hershey stock. It goes up in the very first week of February every single year. Take a look at Apple. It goes up in the third quarter every single year. Certain stocks move predictably every single year, okay? Can you please give a skeleton outline of steps and timing, like what day related to EX date and pay? Oh, well, alrighty then. Let's go here. All right, let's put the glasses on so we can see better. Let's get out of here. Let's go to Market Watch. Now, we are here. Okay, May 25. Apple, Ford, KKR, PPL, and US Steel. 2 weeks. This is the EX date. 2 weeks before the EX date will be the 28th. Okay, pay attention to the EX date and what the dividend is. Apple's dividend is going to be 26 cents, right there. 26 cents a share. All right, so let's look at the price of Apple at the beginning of Monday on the 28th. And let's see if it goes up 26 cents. Stock will go up before the dividend. Yes, Val, it will. Hello, James. Wanted to know your thoughts on ALA. I have no idea who ALA is. Okay, chart. The Apple. AAPL. Now remember, we're looking for the opening price on the 12th. Oh, there is no 12th. Wait a second. What day was that? Let's go back here. Oh, the 28th. Sorry. The 28th. 12th to 28th. All right. The 28th. Okay, so here's the 28th right here. Here's the 28th. The opening price was 210. The high was 211. Right? Update. Now, I say I'm looking for 1%. So what is 1% of 196? Okay, wait a minute. No, 210. Okay, the 28th, the opening price was 210. What's 1% of 210? $20. I mean, no, is that right? $2. Okay, yeah, so 1% of 210 is $2.10. So at 210, $2 would be $212. Okay, so if the opening price is 210, 1% is $2.10. Okay, so what was this price here? 214 is the high. I don't know about you, but that's 1%. That's what I'm looking for. 1%. Okay? Next. F, Ford, 15 cents. Okay. Ford on the 28th. Right there. Do I really need to point it out? Let me take a look. There's the 28th. See how it goes up? Do I really need to point it out? Is that not predictable? Is it 2 weeks before the EX date? Yes and yes. Let's do one more. Nope, right there. KKR, 18 cents. Okay. KKR, 18 cents on the 28th. 28th. Okay. So the opening on the 28th, 114. Well, look at that. It went up. I'm not quite sure why you say things. You haven't been right about a damn thing yet. Okay? Talking about Matty Boy. Okay? Matty Boy keeps insisting I'm wrong, and each time he comes up with something, I prove him wrong. I feel bad about that. I prefer if people have the benefit of the doubt. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Okay? You have access to the exact same information I do. If stock is $3 higher than your strike price and cost, do you rise your strike when rolling? No, I leave it the same. I think they meant AAL. Oh, I like AAL. All right, so let's finish up with some more of these stocks. Let's get out of here. Have enough with naysayers. Trade, back here. Okay, single. Okay, KR. Okay, back to where we were. Where were we next? SMCI. All right, so did they get that fixed yet? See, yes or no? There it is right there. Okay, great. So look at SMCI. Is that right? No. OKLO. That's the one. OKLO. I never heard of it. Okay? I've never heard of it. OKLO. UKLO. Oh, that's why I've never heard of it. No dividends. See? Forward dividend and yield? Nothing. EX dividend date? Nothing. Okay? Now, I've heard of almost every good quality dividend stock there is. Never heard of this one because it has no dividends. Makes sense. Atlas Gas. Hey, James wanted to know my thoughts on ALA. I have no idea who the hell ALA is. ALA. Nothing's popping up for ALA. So it's probably not a U.S. stock. Yeah, no, sorry. Google. Fucking Google. GOOG. Okay, who asked for Google? Val? Historical data. You ready, Val? We're looking at historical data. Randall Ray, Cole Baines. Yeah, I figures he disappeared again. Every time he says something stupid and I prove him wrong, he disappears. Okay. Now, Val, you ready for this? Alphabet, Google, historical prices. Come on. Why isn't it working? Dividends only. Okay, now I want to look from maximum amount. Do you see that, dude? 1 year of dividends. That's it. Google's a no. When I say 2 decades, that's 20 years of consistent profitability. Google has 1 year of dividends. That's it. One. No. Okay. Caught up with all these questions so far. All right. Let's go back to where we were. Finish up off that list. Okay. Google's a no. NUE. NUE's Nucor. NUE. Nucor. No. 3 days to the downside. See? 3 days to the downside. No. MAR. What the hell is MAR? MAR. Marriott. Ooh. Okay, we're going to say no to Marriott only because look at where we are. 30 days ago, bottom. Yesterday was the top. Today was a little bit down from yesterday's high. Harry for good. Johnson & Johnson, J&J. Now, I usually don't do Johnson & Johnson. Okay? The chart looks okay. Okay? But 157.30, the 157s are going for 77 cents this week. No. The 157 for next week, 187. Okay, maybe. What's going on here? Let's take a gander. Okay, last 30 days, right there. Cool beans. What does Johnson & Johnson normally do this time of year? Sideways with an upward twist. Okay, I like that one. Not bad. Okay, so Johnson & Johnson at 157.50. Covered call right there. 157.50 for next week. Right there. One contract at the market to open. Here it is. Buy one covered call, Johnson & Johnson. 16 May, that's next week. The 157.50. Well, the stock's at 157.30. If it's at 157.30, how much can it take to get to 157.50? Okay, so it's the same questions. Do I like Johnson & Johnson? Do I like it at this price? Am I willing to hold on to it for however long it takes to hit 157.50? It's a simple question. JPC. SoFi's a no, dude. Allison, looking into Apple, they pay quarterly. I thought you only liked monthly for this strategy. Okay, so Allison, listen closely. Because some people, this is a common misconception, a common misunderstanding. Ooh, that's even better. A common misunderstanding. Okay? Common misunderstanding. This up here is the information for the stock. That's just the stock information. Okay? The open, the high, the low, the close, the bid, the ask, the volume. That's the information on the stock. Okay? Now, when you click on option chain, this is the information on the options. Now, come over here. You see this right here? 9 May, that's this week. 16 May, that's next week. 23 May, 3 weeks. 30 May, 4 weeks. 6 June, 5 weeks. That is what's called a weekly option. Okay? Now, that's a weekly option. All right, you ready? 16 May, 20 June, 19 September, 19 December, 16 January. Those are monthly options. I honestly don't care when and how often they pay their dividends. When it comes to dividends, I'm only concerned if they're consistently profitable. A dividend will tell me if the dividend increases consistently, okay, the company is consistently profitable, because a dividend is a portion of the profits that gets paid back to the investors. Okay? So if the company's profitable, they will, two things. Some companies will take all those profits and put it back into the company for capital appreciation. Yeah, I don't do those companies. The second one, they take their profits and they pay it back to the investors because they want to encourage more investors to invest in their company so they can continue growing. Those companies that pay dividends, well, do they have weekly options or do they have monthly options? I honestly don't care when the dividend is paid. Weekly, there's no weekly. Monthly, there are some that pay monthly, there's some that pay quarterly, there's some that pay biannually, and there's some that pay annually. Okay? Get that cleared up. Get that cleared up. Next on the list, I'm going to pause these right here. Next on the list, MAR. I have no idea what the hell MAR is. Marriott. MAR. Yeah, we did that one. Yeah, we're going to say no because it's at the 30-day high. ALX. I have no idea what that is. ALX. No options. Well, that's why I don't know. Next, DAL. Ooh, Delta Airlines. I actually have some Delta Airlines. And yes, it looks lovely. High, low, was, is, down, up, down, up. Simple. Stop making it complicated. Okay, I could spend hours looking at this and observing it, or I could just use the broad strokes. Okay, so I tell my 5-year-old grandson, trace it out, down, up, down, up. It's actually that simple. But from there, I want to go over to what is it costing me. Okay. Last price was $45.30. Well, the closest strike price is going to be $45.50. And it's going for 56 cents, which is more than 1%. Great. Well, let's take a closer look at the chart. Okay, a year ago, 52. The high of the year, 69. The low of the year, 34.70. Last 30 days. What do you think? Do you think it can keep going up? I'm saying no. That's me though. Because see, I want to buy here as it goes up and then pull back. Went up, it pulled back. So here, then it's shooting up. It's too high for me. Look at all this possible profit taking. Because once they go up, a month ago, 35. Now we're at 46. It's $16. $16 on a $35 stock is extremely close to 40%. It's a 40% increase in the last 30 days. You think, honestly, you think it's going to keep going? It could. But I think that might be profit taking. I get my profits and I leave. Allison, got it, thanks. I did see also some stock prices decline on EX dates and the price of the dividend. Well, yeah, Allison, I never said I wanted to collect the dividend. I don't want to collect the dividend. I want to collect the premium because the premium happens every single week. The dividend on Delta Airlines happens every 90 days. So ask yourself a question. Do you want to get a dividend check once every 90 days? Or do you want to get a premium from selling a covered call, a call option premium every single week? It's not really a complicated question. I don't want the dividend. I use the dividend to tell me when does the stock usually increase. Because most of the stocks that I look at have a tendency to increase in value just before the dividend date. And that information alone allows me to make my 1% every single week. I got a question right here. Mark, can you please break down the steps of your strategy, starting from the stock choices until the exact timing to enter and exit? Thank you, if possible. Hold that thought, Mark. Every good trader does not share everything they know. Thank you, Luke. Check, please. All right, Muggs. It's just that market conditions this month were different because of tariff noise. Okay, so, all right. Mark, what I'm going to tell you, okay, you probably already know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Okay, number one, you're in the stock market and you're planning your investing. You're really gambling your money if you don't know what you're doing. Number one, I have rules. Number one, never buy anything unless you plan on holding it to the day you die. Means make a good choice. If it goes up, great. If it goes down, fine. Make your choice, stick with it. Because if you don't understand what you're doing, you shouldn't be playing. Okay, stocks can and do fluctuate 50, 60, 70%. Okay, the high of the year compared to the low of the year can be a 60 to 70% difference. Okay, if you're not ready for a 50% or 60% drop, don't play this game. Okay, but what never ever is going to happen, hold this thought for a second, and I really need you to understand this. Okay, now, Delta Airlines, let's say, okay, let's do one that we actually can agree on. Market watch. Apple. Okay, let's pull up Apple. Okay, the dividend for Apple Computer is 26 cents a share. Now, Mark, pay attention extremely close on this scenario. The high of the year for Apple, 259. The low of the year for Apple, 170. Okay? So let's say, hypothetically speaking, you buy Apple at 170. I buy Apple at 259. Are you getting a better dividend than I am? No, you're getting the exact same dividend. Okay? If I buy it at 259, I'm getting 26 cents a share. If you buy it at 170, you're getting 26 cents a share. The price you pay does not affect the dividend whatsoever. So, if you're looking for a company that will consistently give you cash flow every single week, find a good company that you want to hold on to for the rest of your life. So, if you bought it up here and then she starts dropping, well, continue to drop your covered calls. So, if I'm in at 259 and it drops down to 230, well, I'm not going to sell the 250s because there's no value. If it's at 230, more than likely I'll be selling the 232s, the 235s, the 240s, whatever makes sense that's not risky. Okay? There's a risk reward to everything. If you're not ready for the fluctuations, don't be playing the game. You don't know the trading world, every man for himself. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's keep on going through the positions, all right? I had to write 2 separate entries for the question due to character limiting. Last question. Okay. Okay, got that. Thank you. I did see also some stock prices decline on the EX data. The price, does that mess with your math at all or something you look for? Okay, Allison, I don't look to collect the dividend. I think I collected, hold on a second. Well, actually, I collected a bunch of dividends this year, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a good, solid, quality company. I could honestly care less about the dividend. The dividend just tells me when does a stock normally move. That's what I use that for. It also tells me if the company's profitable. Okay. So, oh, it's 11 o'clock. Holy cow. Next stock on the list, Nike, NKE. NKE. 3 seconds. High, low was this. Look at this. Sideways drop, up, 58.62. Be looking at the 59s. The 59s, whoops, that's not going to work. 59s for next week. 59s for next week, 143. Well, that's well over 2.5%. Well, I like 2.5% every single week. That works for me. Okay, user 1291. All right, you got that, Allison? Glad that works out for you. Do your stocks get called away at expiration more often than not? I'd say it's about a 50-50. Okay. High of the year, 97. Low of the year, 52. Okay, so from 97 to 52. 97, that's almost 100. 52, that's almost 50. That's almost 48. I'd say about 48% drop. Okay, from the high of the year to the low of the year, it's about a 48% drop, close to 50% drop in value. Does that mean I'm not going to buy it? No, it doesn't mean that at all. It just means whatever the current price is, I will justify what strike price I sell. If I bought it up at 80 and it's currently at 58, I'll be selling the 62, 63, somewhere in that area. Far enough away where it doesn't attract attention, but still gives me cash flow. That's one of the benefits of my morning trading group. We take a look. What are the risks? What are the rewards? If it makes sense, yes, why not? But number one, always, do I like this stock? Am I willing to hold on to it however long it takes to hit my price? Why buy something if you don't want to hold on to it? It just doesn't make any sense. And if it's not paying you any money, well, that doesn't make any sense either. All right. The last 30 days, right there. Interesting. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Okay. Up, down, up, down, up. Okay. Do you like Nike? It's actually that easy. The numbers work. Okay. The chart looks good. It is in an upward trend. Do you like it? Do you want to hold on to it? Those are very important questions. But question number one, does it make sense? Do you understand it? Do you understand the risks that are involved? Remember rule number 2? Never sell at a loss. Rule 1 is never buy something you don't want to hold on to. Okay? Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose. Okay? Rule number 3, well, that should be a given. Never buy something that's not consistently profitable. It just doesn't make sense. But you would be surprised at what some of the stuff people put their money in. Next one on the list, AVGO. So yeah, I do like Nike, and no, that is not a recommendation. AVGO. Ooh, I'm going to say no to AVGO, and the only reason because here's your bottom here. It's at the top now. I don't like buying at the top because look at all the space here. Okay? Profit taking is right around the corner. Just my humble opinion. Mara. Ooh, M-A-R-A. And yes, I do have some Mara. Ooh, I forget who asked this question earlier. Okay, I forget who asked it. But look at the high, $30. Look at the low, 10. That's almost a 70% drop. That's not 50. That's about 70% drop. Okay? So yeah, I own it. And yeah, it did drop 70% from the high to the low. I have no intention on selling. I have no intention on ever selling anything for less than what I paid for it. To me, it just doesn't make sense. I wouldn't have bought it in the first place if I didn't want to hold on to it until it hit my target price. Well, currently we're at $13.33. All right, what's it doing? Well, the last 30 days, here we go. Ooh, now that's not actually that bad. Okay, 30 days ago was the bottom. She shoots up, pulls back, up again, down. Look, but 2 days to the upside. Okay, yesterday and today. Okay, so I've been looking at tomorrow being an update. If tomorrow and Friday are an update, I'd think about jumping in because that's what I'm looking for. When the stock pulls back from a high, I look for 2 days to the upside because it gives me an idea of momentum. And on the third day, if it's higher, I'll jump in. Let's keep on going. So I like Mara. Looked good. Thank you. Very interesting way to choose a stock. Mark, I'm glad you liked that idea. You sounded like you're underwater. Yeah, that's my voice. I'm not used to talking to so much. Okay? Originally, well, not originally, but for the past 10 or 15 years, I had my own manufacturing company. I was a CEO. Would you believe it? Me, a CEO? I had 26 employees at one time. Okay. But I didn't have to talk to them that much because the ex-wife would go to work during the day and I'd go to work at night. And I'd have the whole place to myself all night long, which I liked it. People left me alone. It was peaceful and quiet. Let's keep on keeping on. Next on the list, Riley. Ooh, I do have some Riley. And I'm going to say no. Okay. Look at that. Down, sideways, 3 days to the downside. Yeah. No. I do own some, though. I believe I have Riley four different accounts. And it's going down. Am I panicking? No. Am I going to sell it for less than I paid for it? No. Because this week, all right, it's currently at 280. I sold somebody the rights to buy it from me at 3. Well, it's going down. I sold it 3 and I sold the 350s. And I got more than 1%. I got 2.5% on one of those. Well, what's wrong with 2.5% for 1 week? It doesn't bother me a bit. Why do people like Mara so much? I honestly don't know. Okay? No, I like it because it's consistently profitable and it does the same thing week after week after week. Can you start multiple accounts with the same broker? 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you think? Next, BLK. All right, BLK. What the heck is BLK? Isn't that Blackstone? BlackRock? Oh, hell no. I ain't paying $900 a share. That's freaking crazy. Nope. EQIX. I can tell this is a no right away. EQIX. It sounds like an ETF. Equinox. 872. And it's a monthly. I don't do monthlies and I don't do stocks over $300. Now, Verizon, there's a good one. VZ. And it looks kind of interesting. High, low, was, is, up, down, up, down, up. Okay. It's currently at 43.89. The 44s are going for 57. That's well over 1%. A year ago, we're at 39. The bottom of the year, 37.50. The high, 47. Look at the last 30 days. Oh, that's a yes. Look at that. Up, down, up. Yeah, why not? And it's Verizon. I know who they are. Okay, and the numbers look pretty good. Next, Colgate-Palmolive, CL. Oh, look at that. High, low, was, is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down. What's going on there? Let's zoom in. Well, I don't know. There's the new bottom right there. 1, 2, 3. 3 days of the upside. Here's the high coming down. Now it's going back up again. Colgate-Palmolive, the current price, $90.88. The 91's going for $105. That's a yes. Procter & Gamble, Colgate-Palmolive has been in business for over 100 years. They're dividend king. That means they're consistently profitable for more than 5 decades. Now, some of you in the audience aren't even 5 decades old yet. But this company has been consistently profitable for more than 5 decades. Why the hell not? Why isn't it on your list? That's a better question. Maybe it doesn't pay out enough for you guys. But for me, if I buy it tomorrow morning at $90.88, I sell the 91s, I'm picking up $105. That's more than 1%. Well, 1% every single week is over 50% per year. It works for me. Randall Ray. Yes, I know Randall Ray. Mara doesn't pay dividends, but when someone who's paying the bills says, buy me some Mara, well, I buy me some Mara. Just the way it goes. Next. ETR. What the heck is ETR? ETR. Energy Corp. It's a monthly. It's a no. BX. Isn't that Blackstone? Oh, BK's Bank Mellon. What the hell is Blackstone? Okay. Neat. Okay. High, low, was, is. Up, down, up. 83.94. The 84s. Oh, that's like 1.5%. Well, 1.5% works nicely. Well, let's check it out. A year ago is the bottom of the year. And look at it. It looks like 5 times. Twice in the beginning of May, once the beginning of June, once in the end of June, and then she shoots up. Okay, so the bottom's 57.03. The top, 90. So from 57 to 90, what is that, 33? So from 57 to 90 is $33. Okay, that's almost a 50% increase. It's 53, half of that would be 20 something, 50, about 55, about 55, 56% from here to here. Well, that's a nice move. But then she pulls back and then she retraces. All right, well, what's happening there? Okay, here's the high, here's the low. Okay, she goes down, up, down, up. All right. But look at that motion. I'm going to say no, only because 30-day high was 30 days ago. 30-day low. 30-day low was 30 days ago. 30-day high was today. Can it go higher? Yes, it can. But I don't want to play in that game. I don't buy stocks at the high. I've never once ever heard anybody say, hey, look at Bank Mellon. It's at the high of the year. Let's buy some and wait for it to go higher. Has anybody ever heard that? I've never heard it. What I hear is, oh, the stock just dropped. Great time to jump in at the low and ride it up to the high. Buy low, sell high. You hear it all the time. That's where you're going to make money, buying low. Okay, so here's the low here. Okay, up 2 days, then you jump in. Oh, then she pulled back. Up 2 days, then you jump in. Okay, I buy low. Okay, never mind. I'm repeating myself. Next, ENB. Isn't it Enbridge? ENB. And isn't Enbridge? Oh, that's a no. Wasn't that quick? Okay, the high of the year was a couple of days ago. Now it's going to start coming back down. Yeah, no thanks. Luke, what high past 30 days or all time? No. Luke, 30 day. Okay, I look at the 1 year chart. I look at the 90-day chart, which is 3 months. And then I look at the 30-day chart, which is 1 month. What is the chart telling me? This chart right here is telling me it went up, it pulled back. Now it went up, here's the high here, now it's coming back down again. Well, that's what it's telling me. Okay, numbers don't lie. I mean, here's the numbers right here. Okay, on the 7th, a month ago, okay, there's the bottom right there. Okay, 3 weeks later, it's at the high of the 30-day period. What happened there? Well, it starts coming back down again. My voice is sounding terrible. We got 15 minutes left. I think I can live. Next on the list, Whirlpool. Isn't Whirlpool a monthly? WHR. It is. Too bad. SU. Isn't that Suncor? No. Yeah, it's Suncor. No. Okay. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Now she's coming back down again. Sorry. No to Suncor. You don't zoom out to get a larger outlook. I'm just wondering. Luke, I'm not quite sure what larger outlook you're looking for. Okay, so let's see if I can break it down for you quicker. Because Luke, you're forgetting one minor fact. Minor. Okay? The trading strategy I'm teaching you, the 1, 2, 3 ABCs, was created for a 9-year-old little girl. Now, I haven't showed her tonight, so let's take a look so you know who this was created for. Okay, give me a second. Let me get there. I was trying to go through the whole night without showing because nobody asked. So let's take a gander. Okay, here's the YouTube channel, The 10MinuteTrader. Oh, there it is right there, The 10MinuteTrader. Let's go to videos. Okay, the oldest video. Okay, and here we go.
Hi, I'm JC, and as you being part of my internet website called Thingy, which my dad didn't let me call me that, but I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks I'll be trading, and every month you'll be getting.
All right, so that's the princess.
You can choose from that'll help you get the best return.
And there's me. My favorite part's coming up.
Every single day you can buy different stocks. Every single day there's a different company paying out dividends. Seriously.
Okay. My 9-year-old daughter, she asked me, Dad, what are you doing? Can you teach me? Okay, so to teach a 9-year-old when most adults don't get it right, it had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. Okay? It was created for her, Luke. So you're asking me questions that have nothing to do with the strategy whatsoever. Now, if you want to make it more complicated, great. You're absolutely right with what you're talking about. Yeah, it does help. But If a 9-year-old can average 5% every single month, which is a nice return for a 9-year-old, okay? If she can do it at 9 years old, what are you having an issue with? It's not that difficult. You look at the chart. Where's the high? Where's the low? Where was it? Where is it? What direction is it going? What direction is it going? That tells you right there what direction it's going. And then you got to think of how many other people are there looking at that stock. The stock's going up. People are buying it, take that ride. Once it gets to a certain point, anytime you're over 5% increase from a bottom to a top, 5% or more, you got people on the sideline saying, okay, a couple more points, I'm out. A couple more points, I'm out. I'll jump out at 2 or 3%. I don't care. I want safety, consistency, and predictability. I'm not looking to hit a home run. Okay, I'm looking for 1% every week. Can I make more? Yes, I can. I'm not interested in making more. I'm interested in consistency, and I'm mainly interested in preservation of my capital. I'm 61. I have no desire to join the workforce again. I enjoy being retired. I've been working since 1973. You might not even have been born by then. But at 1973 is my first job. I think I'm entitled to retire. Can you tell me the time frames you use to evaluate your stocks? Mario, you ready? 1-year chart, 90-day chart, 30-day chart, and then the seasonality chart. Luke, what I'm saying, for your call option, instead of just the past 90 days, is it possible to look at the past 3 years to see if there is a possible uptrend? I don't know about you, Luke, but I almost can guarantee with 100% certainty what was happening in the market 3 years ago doesn't have a whole lot to do with the next 5 days. Okay? Because yesterday was pretty close to the day before, which kind of like is going to be close to tomorrow. Okay? Today and tomorrow have more in common than today and 3 years ago. I have no desire whatsoever to look at the chart for 3 years because it goes up, it goes down. You can't show me a single stock ever that doesn't go up, down, up, down, up, down. That's all they do. That's it. And they move 1 day at a time, not 1 year at a time, not 1 month at a time. They move 1 day at a time. Okay, and that's what I'm looking for. 1 day at a time. Here's the bottom here. She shot up, pulled back, shot up, pulled back, shot up, pulled back, shot up. Now it's coming back down again. It's actually that simple. Why adults feel the need to make things complicated, it's beyond me. Okay, my 9-year-old daughter was doing rather well, 5% a week. 5% a month. Okay. Let's keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. And by the way, yes, I could look at the last 3 years if I wanted to, but it's just a waste of my time. Because what happened 3 years ago, nothing to do with what's happening today and tomorrow. But that's just me. If what you're doing works for you, keep doing it. All right, we got 8 minutes left. No more stocks. Let's answer some questions. JPC. What is JPC? Why does that sound familiar? JPC. Why does JPC sound familiar? JPC. Nuveen. There's no dividends. No options, so no. Sorry, Stephen. No. SoFi, Al? Yeah, no. I don't do SoFi. Do yourself a favor. You like SoFi? Go check out the numbers. And what do I mean by go check out the numbers? How consistently profitable is SoFi? Have they increased their dividends every single year? Bill, don't even. Okay, UIAU, no. TQQQ, double hell no, Bill. You've been here long enough to know that. Kevin, I think most airlines are in season to go up gradually. Well, yeah. Take a look at the charts. What is the momentum? Always keep in mind, you're not the only investor playing the game. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of people looking at the exact same stocks. Okay, you think you can beat the computers? You think you can beat everyone else? Hey, have at it. Have fun. I look for predictability. I look for consistency. I look to have the odds and probabilities in my favor. Okay? Look at PPCN. No. No. MLCQ. No. Bill, come on. Bill, do me a favor. Seriously. I'm trying to be serious with you, Bill. Bill, you're here all the time and you want to contribute. Great. Awesome. But do me a favor. Learn how to use a financial website before you ask me to look at something. Just check it out. I've never heard of PPC yet. Never heard of MLCQ. Now, I've heard of TQQQ. That's a no. That much I do know. Do you have a point in time in which you trade live? Every single morning, Mario. Okay, every single morning. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Not on Saturday, not on Sunday. Mark, not really underwater, just respect listening to others. I just made 5% last week on 100 grand. That's awesome. Okay. Get cultured. Cool beans. Why some premiums are super high. Quantum computing, RGT. Okay, here's the reason. You ready? Get cultured. All right. The reason the pricing for the options. Okay, I hope you're writing this down. The reason option prices are the way they are is something that is called the Black-Scholes option pricing method. All right? You can look it up on Google. What is the Black-Scholes option pricing method? They'll tell you exactly why the premiums are what they are. Do you broadcast your live tradings? Yes, I do. BK, we already looked at BK. When do you sell your stocks? Is it every Friday? Okay, Harry, for good, I look at my stocks every single day. Okay, twice a day. Once in the morning with the private morning trading group. Okay, and once at night with you guys. For me, it's always about the numbers. Harry, for good, but Mara does not pay dividends. Yes, I'm well aware of that. John Holmes, Toya. Okay. New Jersey, Riot. I actually have some of that. Do you do options? Danny, yes, I do. Thank you for that, Danny. Whoops, went too far. Danny Schrader, he sells covered calls. Thank you, Stephen. Danny, yes. What are covered calls? Uh-oh. Okay, Danny, I'm gonna tell you something right now. You asked me, do I do options? And then you asked me, what are covered calls? You shouldn't be doing options, dude. If you don't know what a covered call is, you shouldn't be doing them. Okay? YouTube has hundreds, literally hundreds of videos explaining to you what a covered call is. Oh, Harry, for good. Marvel. I love Marvel. Kyle, DGLY, hell no. JPEQ, holy cow. I was thinking I was going to go a whole week without somebody mentioning that piece of crap. So you really like SoFi? No, I don't. Mario, how do I get in the private trading group? Mario, how do you get in the private trading group? Mario, the10MinuteTrader.com. Trading live online. Okay, the link is in the bio. Just go to the bio, they'll take you to that10MinuteTrader.com. Do your research first just to make sure I am who I say I am. I hate people pointing fingers at me and saying bad things. But then again, it is what it is. All right, let's keep on going. Marvel, love Marvel. Kyle, DGLY, do yourself a favor. Okay, DGLY. Okay? Do you see this right here? Do you see this right here? No options. Okay, you weren't listening. No options, no thank you. 2 decades of consistent profitability. Now, something that looks like this and is 5 cents a share, I can almost guarantee with 100% certainty that this thing has not been profitable for 20 years. Kyle, I appreciate your interaction. Thank you for joining in. DGLY, hell, double hell no. Mo, Goodyear, love Goodyear. Charlie, thank you. SCH, I was kind of hoping to get by that one. SCHD is another piece of crap. Seriously, take a look at the numbers for SCHD. SCHD. Hold on, it's coming up. Oh boy, Dawson, really. All right, you ready? Dawson's Creek. Dawson, you ready for this? Dawson, you ready? Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF, SCHD. 4.3%. 4% per year. You're investing your money to earn 4% per year. The year-to-date daily total return, negative 5.6. Explain to me why you think that's good. Hold on. It gets worse. Let's take a look at SPY, the next one you want to take a look at. SPY. All right, Dawson, you ready? SPY, coming up. Here it is, right here. Spiders, S&P 500 ETF, SPY, right there. $561 per share. Your return, your yield, 1.29 for the year. Look at your rate of return so far for this year, negative 4.37. Now, I invest in it 1% every single week. That's 1% every single week. That's over 50% a year. How can you possibly tell me SCHE and SPY are better than 1% every week? I just don't understand. Really, I don't. It's 11:30. Time to go. Let me finish up these questions. If I were to join and trade with you, how much would I need to start? No, NMB, what I tell everybody is when you start, never, ever, ever put real money on the line until you know what you're doing. Okay, before you even think about trading, you're putting real money in. Paper trade for a while. Okay, download Thinkorswim. It's free to download. I don't make any money off of it. It's through Charles Schwab. They will allow you to use it for free for a short period of time. A month, 2 months, maybe 3. Eventually, they want you to, to join and, deposit money and then trade with them. Okay? But it's free to use. And you can do a paper trading account and trade. The only thing you're wasting would be your time. But if you're learning and you're taking your own money into your own hands, your own responsibility, you got 2 choices. 2 choices when you retire. Only 2. Learn to do it yourself, take responsibility for your own money. 2, give it to someone else and they'll take care of it for you. But I'm pretty sure nobody has more interest in your money than you do. Practice, practice, practice. You take a look at any superstar athlete. They practice, practice, practice. We're talking about your money. You're putting 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life, and you're taking a little tiny bit and you put it aside so that eventually you can retire. Don't you think you should know what you're doing? Take your time. Stock market's been around for 400 years. It ain't going anywhere. Okay? Stock options have been around since the 1970s. They're probably not going anywhere either. All right, so I think that's it. That's all the questions. All right. I'm actually done. Cool beans, 11:32. Well, you guys over here on the Zoom calls, hope you had a nice night. If you had any questions, you just speak up. All right, so you guys, I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Have a nice night. End meeting. Bye, all y'all. So you guys over here on this YouTube channel, have a nice night. See you later. And you guys over here on Instagram, catch you guys later. And you guys here on TikTok, have a good evening. Come on. There we go. And we're out of here. And now, we'll catch that in a bit. And you guys over here on this YouTube channel, you guys have a nice night.